Now, when I was a kid, I used to read these small magazines all about the war and commando attacks and everything. They really became my schoolboy heroes. But little did I know at the time that my very own father was in fact one of those heroes.
That was one of the dangers. 70 aircraft all over the area around about the same time, flying at different heights. And one of the hazards, of course, was if you were low, it's stuff coming from above.
My project is twofold. Firstly, to commission an oil painting of a RAF operation during the Second World War. The second is to use the creation of this painting to help my father recall that day, and using it as my vehicle to make a documentary film about the boys who buzzed the bridge. And with that film, to add a unique living providence to support the painting.
Operation Flotsam was a supply drop to the partisans of Yugoslavia.
In 1945, Germany occupied most of Europe. The resistant forces needed vital supplies to continue applying pressure to Germany's eastern flank, and that included the partisans of Yugoslavia. Those vital supplies came from an RAF base in Italy.
We took off at about 12:15 from our airfields in southern Italy, Foggia.
Now imagine the scene. 3rd of February 1945. 70 Wellington bombers flying during the day into Yugoslavia.
It was covered in snow, all the mountains were covered in snow, and it was very striking. It was a low-level operation. We were going in. The designated height was about 1,500 feet. No sign of any Germans in the area, immediate area. They would carve an X in the snow for us. When we were going in, we saw a lot of these fighters and the villagers standing on both ends, both broken ends of the bridge, and all waving to us.
70 aircraft's incredible. And they decide at that moment to give these guys an extra air show.
Did a turn to port, did a circle round and came in again. But this time we came in quite low.
And they fly up the river valley, in between the bridge, waving at the partisans on either side. And then, as they disappear up and join the rest of them, they give a really fantastic wing wave, just to give these guys a bit of a show. Now, don't you think that's an incredible scene?
But it was the excitement of 5 young men, you know. We'd undergone all the pressure of the operation. These people are waving to us and thanking us for the supplies. Let's give them a bit of joy as well.
For me, it celebrates the bond and the playfulness of an aircrew, and the indestructible nature of the human spirit in the adversity of war. My father, Harry Hacker, is now writing his basket of memories. Not necessarily for publication, but more for his family. He's also a busy man now as an RAF Bomber Command veteran, with signing books and prints to raise money for the RAF Benevolent Fund and the Bomber Command Memorial.
The characters I flew with for the 9 months that I actually flew in the Wellington Bomber, 5 of us, and we were welded together because we were going through thick and thin, so you were welded together as a unit. We lived every day and every night with each other. We fought together, ate together, slept together, drank together. And everything. It was an unrepeatable time in one's life where you're actually flying with a team or in action with a team of young men like yourself. So occasionally you did let your hair down on an operation. You did maybe what you shouldn't do. And then when you came back, you decided whether that would go in your logbook and whether you would report it or not, because you might get a rocket.
I'm really excited to tell you that Phillip E. West, one of the top aviation artists in the world, has agreed to paint this scene. Now, he's going to interview my father, make some sketches and take some notes. We then plan to visit the bridge, which is near the town called Pregrad in Slovenia, so Phillip can get a real feel for the mountains and the river. Philip will then go back to his studio in Dorset and start to create the painting. And of course I'm going to follow all of this with my camera, collecting footage and interviews for the film. Then we're going to unveil the painting at the RAF Club in London in September, and that will be the final section of the film. My motivation for this is to help my dad realise his dream to leave a legacy in respect of his fellow crew members. Now I really want this project to succeed, so I've invested some time making some fantastic rewards. They range from a letter of provenance, a closed Facebook group to keep you up to date with everything that goes on. There'll be an ebook of the project, a digital copy of the film, and of course limited edition prints signed both by my father and the artist. And then there's a special opportunity to attend the unveiling at the RAF Club in London in September. But in addition to that, we have remarque prints, which is where the artist actually does a hand-drawn, quite often customised to the purchaser, of a scene within the framework of the painting itself. Also the sketches that Philip makes whilst developing the painting. These are one-off pieces of art in themselves. Now, I hope you can tell that I'm really passionate to make this project work. Not only as a salute to my father's crew members and their families today, but also to Bomber Command and the rest of 40 Squadron. Now, have a look at the rewards, read the rest of the blurb, and if you have any questions, you can email me in the link below. All that remains for me to say now is thank you very much for watching. The link to the Kickstarter project is in the description in the area below this video, or you can email me at Flotsam, that's Flotsam, @hacksmedia.com.